spoken word, Sunni Patterson.
You know, sometimes you have to pull out your Sophia pants, you know. You got to pull them on out and you're tired and everything. We want to give thanks for all your designs. Click, click, click. Okay. Real quick. Let's get started. They wanted her. They wanted her piecemealed, paper-mached, practically broken, limp-like, and loveless, a litany of exaggeration. They wanted her low and high, flat and wide, filled with all of their empty. They wanted her to be more like them, not knowing that her conception was immaculate, that she was birthed in sandalwood, scented river water, sweet sapphire, honey-touched tongue. Oh, she was too much of a mouthful for the greedy. Just a small amount of her was more than they could stand. Oh, they wanted her bland and barren, unspirited, un-African, uncultured, under siege in the streets. They wanted her face down, ass up, hands cuffed and ankles strapped. They wanted her knowing she could never want them back. Oh, they wanted her holy, baptized in her divine. They wanted her secrets, pearls to swine. They wanted to unravel the mystery of her design. Fascinated by glory, hypnotized by her kind. Oh, they wanted her complete. They wanted her whole, though they came fractioned, half-hearted, half-soul, with no regards and no knowledge as to who she really was. Oh, but if they knew her, praise songs would rain from the clouds of their eyes, clearing the vision, bathing the heart. They would bow every time they saw her, be their best selves when she was around. If they knew her, knew she was the glue to their revolution, the life flow of blood through their veins. If they knew her, she would know. Okay. From Columbus, Georgia, Jonathan Samuel Eddy.
Contrary to popular belief, fuck what you heard. Black folks ain't always late. Ain't no such thing as CP time C. People got it all wrong. Black folks ain't always late. We just got a bad habit of getting places when we feel like it. You know, look at my face. Ain't got no watch, ain't got no worries. I sure as hell ain't in no hurry. Hell, if you pay close attention, you're witnessing a black man in a rush. Because you owe us, didn't give us our 40 acres and our mule. So we are taking our time back. Our time, her time, his time, daytime, daylight savings all day, every day. You get an hour. You get an hour. You get an hour. You get an hour. And you get an hour and a half. And you ain't even got to take your black ass in. Because we taking our time back. And they say, black don't crack. They right. We ain't got around to that shit yet. Black folks ain't always late. Oh, we preserved. Oh, well preserved. Oh, Smucker's face ass niggas. Black folks ain't always late. We are creative and crafty with our shit. Whenever we get a new job, get into a new environment, we ain't doing no damn tornado drills. No. Ain't gonna get my big ass in no stairwell, no fetal position. No, no, no. We do late drills. How many ways can I walk up in this bitch tardy and unnoticed? Scale up 20 stories, through an air conditioning duct, down an air conditioning vent, then get all superhero invisible. Oh, you ought to see the way that nigga wall slid down that hallway. He began to blend into that hallway. They call this nigga wallpaper now. He's on a roll. Roll in late, roll out on time. Don't believe me? Just watch. Black folks, we revolutionized time. Little known black history fact. In 1869, Severance Jackson acted such a fool when HR brought her in to talk about her tardiness and her absences. They were gonna have to let her go. Not without a fight, bitch. And she did. And because of Severance Jackson, we now have the Severance package. Give it up for Severance. You gonna pay me for my time. Black folks ain't always late. I would be remiss if I didn't mention another black-ass revolutionary and black-ass timing, Maudine Hodge. Worked a factory job for over 60 years, 30 hours a day, and one day her feet get to aching, her stomach grumbling, and she say to everybody in earshot, you know what? We needs to do something. I ain't got no time for myself on this here job. You know what we need? A 30-minute lunch break. She marched upstairs to upper management, and to this day, we've got the 30-minute lunch break. Give it up for Maudine Hodge. But you know she wasn't gonna get that shine for too long. No, no, no. Here comes Charles Flowers. Worked at the same factory for over 100 years, 80 hours a day, and even with a 30-minute lunch break, he looked at Maudine and say, my feet still ache, my stomach grumbling, my head hurt. Maudine, we got to do something. What's a 30-minute lunch break when you're working a 60-hour shift? You know what we need? 30 more minutes in this bitch. 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 They got to marching, have picket signs, and wouldn't you know, they got it. Thanks to Maudine and Charles, to this day, black folks still take an additional 30 minutes to an hour on their lunch break. Black folks ain't always late. We revolutionized time. This little-known black history fact was brought to you by Ford. We're what's driving you. Black folks ain't always late. We're probably just driving one of those motherfuckers.
The South is full of rich African history. In Mobile, Huggy Bear the poet uses spoken word as a platform to educate his peers about African history in Alabama.
I think poetry is important anywhere and everywhere, but I felt it was important here because Mobile is one of those cities, it's a mid-level city, but we got big city problems. So I felt like, you know, poetry could be an avenue and a vehicle to kind of make some changes within the community that I was seeing abroad, like places like Atlanta, and change and inspiring people, and it wasn't being done here. And probably about 12 years ago, back in 2005, I made it my mission to bring spoken word here to the Gulf Coast and to Mobile, Alabama. Well, I wanted you guys to see Kazula and why it's so important here for Mobile. I mean, Kazula is the African name of the last African brought to this country as a slave. Mobile is known as Africa Town for that reason. This is a cultural center for Mobile. The actual proprietor and owner of this establishment is a direct descendant of some of the original Africans, the last Africans brought here. And he's made it a mission to bring the culture and just bring knowledge of the culture and our history to the world. It's basically where the people here in Mobile, where we come and we congregate and we come together and we fellowship and we talk about things that need to be done or the things that we're gonna do. This is our tree, you know what I'm saying? This is our shade tree, so to speak.
From Mobile, Alabama, Huggy Bear.
I'm gonna do it, huh? Let's go. I never liked that song, unless you count that time where Whitney did it. You see, the third stanza is about killing black folks, so they left it out and hid it. A slave owner writing a song about freedom, kind of asinine if you want to admit it. And that flag been stained with the blood of our people way before they claimed Bessie Ross knit it. I remember back in school when they used to make us sing it, I used to fake it or sing it off key. See, I knew Francis Scott or the U.S. government didn't give a damn about you or me. If that flag and song ever represented black folk, it was under duress and very seldom. So any anthem we should be teaching our kids to sing today should have been written by a brother named James Weldon. Johnson, that is. And if you black and you mad at me for talking about your flag, go and hang it from the top of your church steeple and tell a pastor to have a sermon about false gods and idols, since you such a patriotic black sheeple. I've been woke a long time. I've been smelt the lies. Whole USA's history fecal. So I'll be damned if I salute and give praises to a rag that oppressed and murdered my people. So dance, nigga. Jump, nigga. Run, nigga. Shoot. Just know the only time your life matter is when you entertaining them or making them some loot. Stop me when you hear a lie. But I'm telling you on this topic, I'm pretty astute. And I only aim hearing your opinions or your points, because right now, all of them mute. Hey, do what you want to do. Stand, sit, take a knee. But I ain't built like that. Getting on my knees too submissive for me. I think I'm just going to stand real tall and throw that black fist up. Then I'm going to turn my back on that motherfucker like they done turned their back on us. To me, that Stars and Stripes ain't but propaganda and hype. And out of respect for my ancestors, I ain't singing that shit again in my life. We fought and died in all them wars with the worst equipment and less pay. Came home mutilated with bullet wounds and scars to oppression every day. Redline their neighborhood. Disenfranchise your vote. Walk in the wrong store business, you're going to get beat up, stomped, or choked. Terrorized by the people who's supposed to protect you, so you feel you ain't got no hope. The KKK and the Nazis tied the nooses, but the police and politicians gave them the rope. In everyday sense, to this very day, unarmed black folks are being reduced to hashtags. They even murdering our women and children and don't even got the decency to say my bad. Land of the free, home of the brave. Nigga, please, don't make me laugh with that brag. Respect a two-way street. So fuck your anthem and your flag.
From New Orleans, Louisiana, SadeCru.
Dear girls, you are more than just your bodies. So please stop flooding your timelines with nothing but breasts, legs, and thighs. Instagram is not Popeyes. Why advertise yourselves as chicken? You are not chicken. Your voices are not empty clucks. So stop depending on these boys to raise you. Like farm animals, they'll fry and devour you like you never had a name. All you had were breasts, legs, and thighs to offer him. But if that's all that's on your menu, how can you expect him to stay? Forget it. It will never happen. Not until the rumbling in his belly starts again and the 5-star restaurant is too far to drive to. Or doesn't deliver this late, so he calls you. Looking for a quick fix of fast food, you are better than that. It took more than 5 minutes to build up your greatness. Do not let him take down your empire one brick at a time every time your phone rings. See, only a king should visit your throne. And a real king bows down to kiss the ground you walk on before he even goes any farther. Who do you think that they are to allow them to invade your temple? To invite them in every time you post those pictures, labeling yourself as not worth it. Your body is poetry. It ain't meant to be simple. See, it shouldn't be straight to the point. See, they're supposed to paint a visual picture. You shouldn't show them how it's supposed to look. Stop. Stop disgracing your artistry for mere onlookers. See, your museum should be for members only. See, there are terms and conditions to your body. See, that's the problem. We're too afraid to pull out that contract. Make sure he reads the fine print before he signs it, seals, and delivers it to your highness. See, you sell yourself short every time you claim the title of anything less than goddess. Bad bitch, main bitch, side hoe, thought, all pure nonsense for your inability to recognize your own crown, queen. Pick your head up off the ground. It is not ass up, face down. I don't give a damn what the songs say. Forget what the songs say. See, your body is poetry. Better than any rap song, your body is golden. So stop selling it short for copper coins, pennies, nickels, and dimes. Baby, there ain't no price on the power you hold. And see, no one man should have all that power. So stop letting your power go into his control, into his palm, into his iPhone. He cannot handle that properly. You are not his property. You don't have to show him graphic evidence that the residence has value. See, you have so much more value than what you show the world. You are more than just your breasts, your legs, and your thighs. And I'm so proud of the pride I see rising in the minds of black and brown girls finally loving their bodies. But hey, if you got it, then flaunt it. Hell, you should see some of the outfits in my closet. But not everybody shows their honey-kissed skin just because they believe every inch is sun-kissed. See, some only show it because they feel it's all they have to give, that it's all they have to offer, that it's all they've ever been good for, that it's all they've ever been used for. See, this is for the girls still hiding scars deep beneath makeup, fishnets, and filters, convinced that they are only beautiful when they bite their tongues, unbutton their shirts, and get 500 likes and reposts. See, I want you girls to know that you are worth far more than just your breasts, your legs, and your thighs. Baby, believe me when I say you worth the whole family-sized box, 6 biscuits, large red bean, dirty rice, and a 2-liter drink. So don't you ever let nobody make you feel like just a 2-piece.
From Atlanta, Georgia, Dichotomy.
To the woman who finds herself in a committed relationship with a single man. It might not be that simple, but the question is, why wouldn't you just leave him? Instead of complaining every time he leaves the house and tell you where he's going and you say you don't believe him, why is it when he came home you opened your arms to receive him? And if he told you he didn't want to be in a relationship, why did you do everything you can to please him, told him he was a stranger in your house? And even though you knew who he was and y'all first started to go out, now when you look into his eyes, you find it hard to realize that he's him. Because at this point in your relationship, he doesn't do anything unless it pleases him. And despite his indiscretions, you tell your girlfriends that you would never leave him. And that leads them to say that you're taking your sense of self-pride and committing suicide, or what us men like to call relationship treason, because love is war, and nobody's ever able to play both sides. So I wonder why you wouldn't just leave him. I mean, it's not like you don't have a good reason. Your mother always told you, if a man wants something bad enough, he will do whatever he can to get it. So if his actions aren't in line with those words, I don't know why you won't just say forget it. But you see, a woman can hear the exact same thing and process it completely different. Because a woman, when she wants something bad enough, she can take something that isn't and convince herself that it is it. Take a square peg, push it into a round hole, and convince those around her that it fitted, but are y'all really to blame? Because if these lames put you in that situation again and again, you have no choice but to think that we are all the same, more concerned with the way your hips turn than trying to learn your name. It's a shame that now you figure you got to give it any dog and hope he's tame. Otherwise, you will end up leading this world much the same way you came, alone. And I wish that I could tell you that you're wrong, but you probably have a couple of female friends that have already suffered that same fate. And that's led you to believe to get with the dog with the least amount of fleas before it's too late. But I'm telling you, if you do that, you're only setting us up for more complaints, because deep down inside, you know he doesn't make a good mate, because he can't relate to the difference between love and affection, sweet rubs and caressing. And I know you want to try to teach him those lessons, but he says he had no interest in trying to learn, because in turn doing so makes him feel less than a man. Completely dismissing the fact that if he did so, it'd make you feel more like his woman. Simple things like opening your door before you go in. So then you start to rationalize, well, girl, that's just the way he is. That's how he was when I met him. So anything he wants to do, she lets him. Goes to her girlfriends, complains about how much she detests him, but won't leave him, allowing something to occupy her lifetime when it was only meant for a season. See, when you're holding on to something that doesn't want to be held, when the man that comes along for you, your hands are full and you won't be able to seize him, but believe when I tell you that there are other women out there that sees him so. If you're going to miss out on something that was meant to be, then holding on to something that never was shouldn't be the reason. You see, there's a reason that a standard is called a standard. It's because it was never meant to be lowered. And that's like taking 3 steps back and 1 step up and somehow convincing yourself that you're still moving forward. And I'm just supposed to not trying to be too forward. No, wait a minute. Yes, I am. Because sometimes you have to raise your voice when the volume of choice is the silence of the lambs. Ladies, how to expect a man to show you that he cares when if we pay attention how some of you walk, talk, and dress, it seems like y'all don't give a damn. If you want a man to come at you with a different approach, you show him that if he does so, it will garner a different result. Because if a man that is truly trying to get to know you get the same no move as a dude that's only trying to hit, then at the end of the day, who is really to blame, that is all you end up with. And please, please don't blame it how quickly we might be trying to get you all to be intimate. Because I know that every woman has this sense of self-respect, and you want to make a man wait, and that's okay. But let me state that if you aren't doing anything differently after your first 3 months, then after your first 3 dates, it's going to take you a whole lot more than 90 days of some good sex to make a man stay. The shit just does not work that way. Let me let you in on a little secret. You see, the same 5 minutes that you use to decide whether or not you're going to let that man lay you down, he's over there using those same 5 minutes to decide once he finally does, if he's even going to stay around. So I shouldn't ask you why you won't leave him. You should start asking yourself, why am I staying? How do you expect to find the man that was meant for you if your actions aren't in line with what you're praying? And I'm just saying, I didn't write this through an idea of a good relationship. We're just losing patience with those who say that there are no good men, when it may be them who is on the complacent tip. Instead of stopping and trying to figure out what might be wrong with you, but you are quick to say that there are no good men by Steve Harvey's book and let him tell you what to do. Think like a man, my ass. So let me break it down for you. If you don't understand your value, we will never value your wealth. If you're not saying anything of any substance, you are just wasting your breath. It's okay to follow somebody else's path, but please take your own steps. And I know in this world you can't do it alone, and sometimes you might need help. So it's okay to act like a lady, but baby, just make sure you are thinking for yourself. Thank you.
Poets are more than just performers on stage. Sometimes the real poetry happens off stage.
So I'm a full-time artist, but here in Chicago, when I am home, I teach a program for young women called Treat Me Like a Queen. It's a program that I designed to empower young women, teach cultural identity, self-awareness, and I'm particular about doing it here in my city specifically. So I have a little partial feeling towards Excel Academy. So I enjoy working with youth because it gives me the feeling of being able to redo my life. You know, if I can stop them from making the same mistakes that I made, then I feel like I've won in some type of way. I always wanted a mentor growing up. I had great parents, but I could have used that extra voice, that extra push to push me in the right direction.
We love ourselves, we love ourselves. We mean every single thing, we mean every single thing. From the color of our skin, from the color of our skin to our soul energy.
I know that our children learn in rhythm and rhyme. Our children have been they've been grown on music and hip hop and rhythm, and so a lot of times it's definitely more interesting for them to listen to a lecture that rhymes and sounds lyrical than to just listen to somebody tell you, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, so I can put whatever I want them to know in a verse and spit the verse, and they get the message and they liked it at the same time. Like that's the greatest feeling in the world.
From Chicago, Illinois, K-Love.
Praise. I am my mother's redemption. My skin is rich. I got that $1 million melanin. I'm talking about the deep chocolate that the prophets be dreaming about selling in. Every element is elegant, is effortless, no need for embellishment. I'm coated in a coat of coal and my black hole be black gold. Black, bold, no lighting on my photo. No, make it dark, naked like tree bark, and yes, my bite is vicious, but please don't compare me to no bad bitches. I'm indigenous. El Cabalan, no need for the Revlon, no silly con in my tush, I'm cute in my kush. I'm the aftermath for the burning bush. You see me every time you close your eyes and make a wish. I'm that dark licorice, that dark liquor, Miss Natural, no Remy, my hair natural, no Remy or Yaki. I get happy when they call me Nappy or Blackie. Cause wearing nothing at all, I be the belle of the ball wherever I fall. While they steady hacking, they lacking self-confidence. That's why I look right at them and tell them, yep, dark and lovely. Nothing of me ugly. The sun loves me. My sons love me. I'm the same color of the streets they be hugging, cause I understand them and understand them both ways. I cause the dark age and I'm black power and so much more, and that's more spelled with 2 O's and no E. And if you know anything about me, you MVP. I was the inspiration for the activists, the blackest fists, yelling F what a pig meant, they ain't effing with my pigment. I'm the tenor type with the inner light, the dimmer daughter. True story. I wrote this poem for my great-grandmother who used to put bleach in her grandbaby's bathwater. She told my mother to scrub harder, hoping that her black would come off maybe. Self-hatred is crazy. They call my mama a tar baby, but I'm that star baby. The morning star made me, Oshun made me. Well done. And well done again. That's why I say kudos to my kin for making sure I was proud of my skin tone, so I never got hung up on any Willie Lynch syndrome. You're read wrong. I'm confident, headstrong. I got nothing but love for my sisters they call red bone. I'm just a black stallion that be styling, and I be dressing like I own 1,000 islands. Listen, I told you. They asked me what I do and who I do it for. I told them another true story. I do it for the woman that told my mother when she was 11 that she was too dark to wear those sterling silver earrings she just got. 11 years old, my mother walks into a corner store feeling as pretty as can be, and the lady behind the counter starts laughing. And then she calls the lady in the back. She said, come here, look at this. And they laugh together, and my mother says, well, what are y'all laughing at? She said, girl, as dark as you are, you got the nerve to have on those sterling silver earrings? We have to be careful what we say to children. I do it for the woman that told my mother when she was 11 that she was too dark to rock those sterling silver earrings she just got. See, my mother grew up with skin that was Cajun in an age when, to be considered beautiful, you had to resemble a Caucasian. Crazy how somebody's conversation consecrated my mother's color complex, coded in their context, but somebody should have gave their ass context. Because last I checked, every color goes with black. As a matter of fact, every now and again, like tonight, I put on some red lipstick. And I do it for the idiot that said it doesn't blend well with dark skin. Oh, but he gets lost in the heat of the evening. Every time he sees me wearing it at an even, he's heated and fiending for Hershey's kisses. He heard she kisses like strawberries covered in silhouettes. I'm secure in my shadow, nothing but teeth and eyes. I'm the tea kettle, the black widow, divorce and beauty, European eyes. They ask me what I do and who I do it for. I told them another true story. I do it for my little chocolate-covered mentees. Little girls I mentor in Chicago, draped in the same rich skin as me. But for some reason, this one felt empty, and that's when I told her, baby girl, don't you know your skin? That's your inheritance. You're wearing it. It's staring you in the mirror, but she was taught to fear her, told that she was inferior, so of course, this little dark-skinned girl wanted to be light. This little dark-skinned girl wanted to be light. This little dark-skinned girl wanted to be light, and I looked right at her and I told her, baby girl, don't you know light is exactly what you were made of. You're what's produced when shooting stars get together and make love. God made us black. That's all the colors of the spectrum. God made us black. Black woman gave birth to all the colors of the spectrum. That's why I never disrespect them. That's why I stay checking this bag. I already told y'all. My skin is rich. I got that $1 million melanin. I'm talking about the deep chocolate the prophets still dreaming about selling in. Every element is elegant, it's effortless, no need for embellishment. I'm posted in the middle of the African flag with my African ass, and I'm so glad about being black.
Thank y'all for coming out. Peace and love. Good night.